and I tell my story. So if this is your first time, or if you've been on the channel before and you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I promise I'm gonna give you a realistic view of repatriation because I've been here and I think I've done it pretty successfully. I mean, I'm not going to ever. I'm not going to leave here. The only way that I'll leave here is if I'm going. I have business that I'm going to do in other countries. I didn't plan on staying in the Gambia. So in any case, I see my button about to come off my shirt. I was working hard to get together and do this video because I'm very busy. I'm very busy doing other things, and YouTube is not, you know, somewhere where I've been dedicating my time towards, only recently, you know. In any case, it's a commitment that I said I'm going to make so I can get here and speak with people who are, my audience, people who want to see and hear what I have to say about the my experience here. So this particular video, I was just kind of thinking, 5 things that that the repat community. This is 5 things that the repat community needs to do in order for them to move forward, if that is at all possible. The first thing that is going to have to take place is, people are going to have integrity and stop the blatant lying. You know, and that's a part of the Western society construct where, you use every tactic, and so that's one of the things that we have to do. We have to stop lying because I don't watch YouTube often, but every now and again I may peek at it, and that's one of the things that that I experience a lot of peace. I don't be on YouTube all the time, and I couldn't imagine. It's just too much. It's too much energy, and it doesn't leave you with a good spirit. I mean, it depends on what you're watching. But here in the Gambia, I've done some surveys, and I had people to chime in, and for the most part, most people have agreed that there's been a decline here in people who desire to come here. It was like 64% of the people that were surveyed said that they no longer wanted to come here in the Gambia. So in any case, there's things that are just environmental that may turn a person off. Let's look at the street. This street right here, and this is I've been in this community for a minute, and I'm definitely about to leave out this community. However, if you see the street here, this happens during the rainy season, so it's about 3 days, 3 months out of the year where you have to, deal with water being in the streets, and it produces a lot of mosquitoes. You know, it produces a lot of mosquitoes, and I think that's one trying to get me. So if you open up a mosquito repellent company here, you're gonna be a big boss. But in any case, however, there's the pros and there's the cons. You know, those things might run a person off. Just things like, you know, uh, the water. Yes, it's still golden opportunities. Yes, right. There's huge opportunities here, and like I said, I'm a person that when I came over here, there was no going back for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go back to. I moved from Connecticut. I definitely wasn't going back to Connecticut. Then I moved to Atlanta. Was stayed there, had some great times, great years in Atlanta. And like I said, those who know my story end up getting shot in Atlanta, carjacked. And we moved from there to Orlando. So Hispanic people around me, and I was like, and see my people, and that's what brought me here to Africa. And like I said, I'm not going nowhere. I mean, when I got off the plane and I saw Senegal, and then I started seeing how they were building here, and I was like, oh, this is what they don't want us to see. They don't want us to see our people building, cities and towns and things like that. Black contractors, black owners, and I was like, oh. And when I flew over the Sahara Desert when I was coming, and that's all sand. So, most of the houses are constructed of sand, and you can build with some other components. You can build, and never before have we had the opportunity as a people to build without having that destroyed. However, we have that opportunity here, but we're gonna have to stop lying. We're gonna have to stop lying to ourselves, and we're gonna start have to stop lying to others. You know, intentionally lying. It's one thing if you don't know something and then you're saying it, then that makes you a fool. But when you have people lying intentionally, that have to be addressed. But it have to be understood that people will do that. People will lie to you to your face. There's a conflict of interest in the movement because, like I made a post a little while ago and said we're gonna have to replace the word movement with repack community. Hey, how are you? Nakala, Yankee Bob. All right. So we're gonna have to replace that because the conflict of interest come in when we have to understand business. We have to understand that as well. But if you have people who have a financial and economic interests in the movement, then and it's not a collective, then it's going to bring about, those things that bring about lies. I don't watch YouTube much, and however, from time to time, I'll get up there and just kind of look. Anybody that's wanting to come over, like I said, I was watching this thing on quantum physics today, and they talked about this lady was like how to bring about your reality through quantum physics, and it talked about your vibration. She gave 5 things that you need to do. You need to raise your vibration, right? And it's all dealing with energy. You attract the energy, based on the level that you're vibrating at. So I'm speaking for the high vibrators and not the low ones, the ones with the higher vibration. We have to focus. One of the other ideas was focus on what we want. Focus on what we want to produce. Okay? We don't want to focus on things of the past, things negative, things that we shouldn't be focused on. And that's going to be there, but we have to close it out. Trust me, the majority of the flock will be led astray. The majority of the flock. Yeah, most of the people that are coming and working and behind the scenes, you're doing great. There's nothing to come together for. And when we come together, it's nothing but a bunch of foolishness. But that's not going to happen. But businesses are going to grow. Projects. People are executing projects here and all over Africa. That's what we need to do. So that was one of the 5 things. I'm gonna have to go get my list in here, but let me see if I can think of it off the top of my head. One of the things was scamming, but I hate to use that because it's so cliche. People use it, and you have to understand what a scam is. All right, you just basically gotta know real from the fake. But anybody that's go hard, Gambia, and that's that have some street smarts, and that's in my age group and younger. We understand that most of our parents, they were scared of the system, and I know that was one thing I didn't like. That's one thing that I didn't like. What you up to? When the landlord would come, and my mom sometimes she'll be like, "Hey, be quiet in the house," because she didn't have that money that day, and just that fear. So people will use fear against you, and they use certain terminology to do that. But we do need to stop our whole scam mentality. The girls out here, they want me to bless them. Kai, Kai. So and people get scammed in marriages. People get scammed in partnerships where you go in, a person act like, you know, they foot the bill or they fit the bill, however the terminology is. And then all of a sudden it's not that. Most of us, get, scammed in life. But this movement, we have to come up with systems where we don't have to rely on individuals and an army. So we have to stop scamming. And I probably won't even say that. I mean, I just, I really fought really hard to even get on today. It's like, I'm doing other things. I really don't even have time. However, you guys got to understand that people that could make a difference for the community no longer even desire to even be involved with it. And that's a constant in our community because, so we have to move in a certain way. We know the majority of our community is just going to be overwhelmed with, negative and counterproductive, activities. So, you know, like I said, I was watching a video on quantum physics earlier, and I'm about to go get my computer so I can get the last three of. All right. Hold on one second. I'm making some moves right quick. So the first one is lying. I mean, it's just people lack integrity. People lack basic integrity. You see my computer? People lack basic integrity in terms of, I mean, like I said, I don't even like to dress it because it's so petty, and people will make things up and things like that. But you guys, like I said, you just got to know who you're dealing with. You got to know who you're dealing with. Many people that I had some clips I was going to try here, play here earlier, but it's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It takes time to do it. So I had to, put aside some things I was doing so that I can come here and, get on and speak about, these 5 ideas. So let me go in here. The first one was we need to stop lying. People are lying at the highest level of this whole movement, and then this is very serious because there's a lot of people, law enforcement people that are watching this now, and information is being given to them because this is serious. We're in another country and a lot's going on. There's going to be court cases that's going to come out of this. Unfortunately, I had to tell this brother today. He was asking about, why did, with that certain situation, he was trying to get some things. I was like, well, in the process, this is information came up that, you got to watch who you deal with. People will bring you down. People will bring you down. You got to watch that. But we are easy as a. I forgot all about the girls. I forgot all about them. Hey, Kai, coffee. Kai, sikao. And an army. Yeah. Hey, si bunta bi kanam. Si bunta bi kanam. Hold on a second. I just want to take care of the sisters right quick. Hold on a second. Holly, you have Alice? I'm here. Nothing? Okay. Yeah, so the children, the children, we want to look out for the children, and I try to do that every time. I have families that I support here. If you're coming over, basically, when you marry into a family, the daughters in a lot of family are responsible for the siblings and the sisters and things like that. Hold on, hold on a second. So I'm not gonna put that's them right there. You guys, hold on 1 second. All right. So if you get married into a family, you're gonna have to help that family. I was speaking to a brother. He was like, do you have to help the family with medical and things like that, or if you get a wife here, you need to be able to take care of her and be able to help, and be able to help because there's no welfare system over here. Understand? It don't have to be much either. It don't have to be a whole bunch of money, but it's not expected either. You know what I mean? Well, to a degree, so I had it in order. The first one was stop lying, stop scamming was three, and we need to stop hating. That community. I'm gonna say, I'm not a part of the reback community, and I want to be left out of that whole situation. And people like to try to drag you into situations and things like that, and then they try to do the most. Like I said, YouTube is a place where that can take place, and you have people that who we trust in to be guide to give us guidance and be leadership, who would entertain foolishness at the highest level of the movement, and then feed it to you as if it's truth, feed you harlotry, feed you devilishment, feed you agents. You understand what I'm saying? Don't think it's gonna be an easy walk through the park. Don't think you just gotta look. You gotta look. Is it possible to live here and thrive and be happy? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Are most people finding it that way? No, they're not. They're not ready. You can't just jump up and come. You gotta do your investigation and take time. It takes planning. You understand? It was a mosquito trying to get me. Number four. So we have number one, which is stop lying. Number two, stop hating. They're right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm working on it. I need to get a team together. I have to get me a team to work together because I don't have anybody to help me do it. I'm pretty much doing this by myself while I do other things. I'm a busy family man. But like I said, I want to, I've just asked people just to, if you have a problem with me, you know, let that problem be between me and you, and deal with it the proper way. Deal with it through the proper authorities. If you just have some type of hatred for me, and take it to prayer. Don't focus on me. Focus on yourself. A lot of people are way too focused on me. Why have a lot of women around me? Why don't you have anybody around you? Why are you by yourself? For those who are antisocial, or why don't you see the idea of living community, or the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People speaks on the idea of how things are interdependent. The universe is interdependent. if you have to be taught on that, do some study. An organization is full of people. If you don't have organization, you're not going to need anyone around you. So we need to stop being weak. I said we, and I have to correct myself with the language. The repack community have to stop being weak. I try to distance myself from status quo. A lot of us was radicals in terms of religion and things like that, and not celebrating holidays and not eating pork, and you know even pop culture. I was never, I never had any tattoos or wore any chains or material and things like that. And that helped me to be different in my mindset, and I've studied and I did some soul searching. That's going to bring us to the next one, but we need to stop being weak. Assalamu alaikum. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, okay? All right. So we have to, and then I have to say we, because it's a part of us, it's a part of our community, and we want to see our brothers be stronger. I mean, I've seen our brothers, man, have to really take a lesser position when they could have really been strong and did some great things. And then, the last thing is finding inner peace. We have to find an inner peace and balance within ourselves before we can go anywhere else. And sometimes you have to disconnect from all the craziness, all the drama, and meditate, pray, go to the beach, if you can, exercise, and we can't worry about what the world think about us. We can't worry about what other people opinion of us. You know, you're gonna bring to you the type of energy that you carry with you. You're definitely gonna bring to yourself. So, in saying that, I'm gonna eat. Thank you for listening to me. Like I said, subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep bringing you some content that I hope will be beneficial for you in your journey. Peace.